Play Sports Network. Download the free app today to watch all of your favorite hosts on demand.
I'm Garage Beer, and this is Bobby Carpenter.
Garage Beer. Beer-flavored beer.
Beef with an F? Okay, my bad. It's crisp and cool, and it doesn't taste like... I'm Bobby Carpenter. I drink in garages because my wife says I don't belong inside. If you like a cold breeze on your bag, drink Garage Beer. It's American, and so can you. Garage Beer. Beer-flavored beer.
They're off in the Kentucky Derby as Authentic takes them around the far turn. Tis the Laws making his move now, and they're into the stretch. These two stride for stride. Authentic, tis the Law. Here's the wire. Authentic has won the Kentucky
I would like to see the Guardians re-sign Shane Bieber. I think he'd give them a franchise-friendly contract because his market value has diminished so much following the surgery. He's not going to be able to demand the kind of money on the free agent market that he would have before the injury. So I'd like to see us keep him, even if he's not ready to start the regular season. Be a couple of months in. I'd like to see us keep Matthew Boyd. Veteran presence. Did a fabulous job for us. Great pickup by Antonetti and Chernoff.
We're back.
We got some heavy rock now.
Oh, I like it. For the final one here, good, bad, and the ugly. Welcome on back. Fontana Show right here on Big Play. Twitter X at Matt Fontana Show. You follow me at Matt Fontana83. Drop the follow there. Ryan's at Ryan Tyler 33. Ryan, let's get on to it here. The good, the bad, and the ugly from the Browns game yesterday. All right, there was some good. I thought the defense getting off the field on third down, making some big stops. MJ Emerson had the pick. Not bad. And I know it was Tyler Huntley, but I think the defense has played pretty well over the last couple of weeks, and that's where we were so concerned about what? We were freaking out about if Jim Schwartz was going to be able to be around here, if this defense, and I said, they're never going to be the beast that they were last year. I mean, that was an incredible defense with a lot of statistical just feed yourself. All the stats and things like that. It's not quite the same, but the players are still here. And if this system and if this scheme is still going to work, that's going to be a big part of them moving forward. So I thought the defense played well yesterday. Off of that is certainly Myles Garrett. That guy is unblockable. He gets held. Dude, I sent that picture out. He pulls a spin move on their left tackle. The guy's got him in a Heimlich. He's got him in a chokehold, and there's no holding call. Still got home for a couple of his sacks. Dude, and I tell you this, man, I could see a couple of those plays. And I hate doing the, woe is us thing. You saw some plays that Myles was just running as fast as he could, hauling ass, and you could just get the vibe of there's no point. It's futile to keep doing this. But he played hard. He got the sacks. He's back up on top. I hope he can lead the league in sacks this season. We'll see how it goes on Sunday. But I thought Myles and the defense in general played really well.
Yeah, it's almost, I don't want to say impossible, because there's been, don't get me wrong, some inexcusable plays from the defense this whole year as there was the back half of last year. But it's just so tough to really get mad at this defense when you see all that they have to counter because of just how pitiful and how horrendous our offense is. Like, you got to imagine they're so gassed, and they're so sick and tired of going out there, laying their bodies in the line and getting absolutely nothing from the offense.
100%, and that's where you got to remember the offense putting them in bad situations, backing them up, putting them right back out on the field. Like, that all factors in. Again, if you just had a competent offense, I think you'd be winning some of these games. Now, what does that matter in the grand scheme of things? I'm all for tanking on out, get the draft pick, all that. Just figure it out. Final good if you won your fantasy championship yesterday. How'd you do? I'm in 6 leagues. I made the championship in 2 of them. I split in 1, which was probably good because I'd lose, and I won my other one.
I only have 1 league that I do, but I lost in the opening round of the playoffs.
Yeah, okay.
But Tony, shout out Tony, he won our league this year, but this was the 8th year. We've had now 8 different winners.
Oh, wow. That's quite
cool.
But Roger Goodell loved that. It'd be his favorite thing in the world. And I want to mention this, too, because I retweeted it yesterday. If you won a decent amount of coin or something like that, there's a list of charities for the players. Like, Joe Burrow and Saquon Barkley won me my league yesterday.
T. Higgins, bro.
T. Higgins on some people's leagues, right? Think about a $5, $10 donation to some of their ones. Like, honestly, my team was, Saquon, Burrow, and Chase. How they let me draft all those guys, I have no idea, but they did. So think about that if you can. Make a donation to some of the players that helped you win the championships. All right, on the bad of the good, the bad, and the ugly, for the 37th straight week, Ryan, penalties. This is where the Kevin Stefanski debate, I don't say irks me, but this is the bashing of your head against the wall. Are penalties a coach's fault, right? Because usually you would say that's a mark of an undisciplined football team. And discipline comes back to the head coach. And is he breaking foots off and asses about guys that can't line up properly or pre-snap penalties? And I understand some of that. And I will admit to you that I'm a Kevin Stefanski defender. So part of me sits there and says, these guys are professional football players that have been playing the game their whole life. Stop lining up offsides. Stop. And I guess if you want to complain that they have too much pre-snap motion and 2 guys moving at once, penalties in the scope of the game, holding and PI and stuff like that, that's a little different, all right? And what was Freddie's famous line? We don't coach penalties. Everybody laughed when he said that.
I thought it was Pittsburgh started it.
Well, he said that too. He said a lot of things. But he goes, we don't coach penalties. Nobody ever said that you did. But I will tell you, some of that needs to fall on Kevin Stefanski. And there really, truly has only been one thing that the Browns have been elite in under Kevin Stefanski, and it's committing penalties. The 5 years that Kevin Stefanski has been here, the team is perennially one of the most penalized teams in the NFL. That's not by coincidence. And it's the pre-snap bullcrap that I hate. I hate that. Do you know the play? Do you know what motion you're supposed to do? Line up and just, that stuff is just... Again, I defend Stefanski. I think he's good, and I want him here. But that stuff drives me up a freaking wall.
I think they need to do more gassers in practice.
Yeah, go have them run or something. I'd like that's. What is the solution to that? And I guess it is coaching. And I'll tell you, the deficiency for Kevin Stefanski, I do believe, is discipline, because he doesn't strike you as like a Dan Campbell or one of these guys that you're gonna pay okay, they benched Deontay Foreman after he fumbled, right? Keep putting James Prochet out there after, there's got to be a line where you can start looking at some of these players and going, guys, knock it the hell off.
I'll tell you what, to branch off of that Kadarius Toney shit, dude.
Yeah,
that is unbelievable.
Well,
and that was the
they
one
remedied that pretty quick.
He's still in the game.
Yeah. Oh, talking about in the game. Yeah, in that. But then they, after the game, we're done here. What are you gonna? What do they do about the penalties? What do they do? Because Ryan, every single week we do the good, bad, and the ugly. I think the penalties are on there every single freaking week. Yeah. And it's annoying. And it's really annoying. Next up for the bad, I put drops on there. Judy had some nice catches later. He looked like Amari Cooper. It was just straight in his hands. And I think he got a little drunk on run after the catch because he had some big catches earlier in the year. And I know he had 12 receptions, and he's up on the Browns leaderboard now for receptions in a game and season, all that kind of stuff. I just think that was a gaffe from him, but I had to put the drops on there because he had quite a few. Final one, no run game. I know we ran for a decent average as a team, but there was just no threat. You got to find a running back. Part of that is the offensive line, but, Jerome Ford is hurt again. I think I've seen enough there. I like Pierre Strong. He ain't the answer. Neither is Foreman, and I don't know what I'm going to get with Nick Chubb. I'd like Nick Chubb to come back and then go draft me. Me and Travion Henderson. I just know him because from Ohio State. Go draft a running back in like the third round and hope you find your Chase Brown.
There's real life people that want the Browns to take Ashton Genty in the first round.
No, not. Hey, you want to trade back up and go get him? Sure, that's fine. But
so ludicrous.
Where do and I know he got hurt in that game too. But Cincinnati finding Chase Brown and some of these other teams. Now you have elite Bijan and Jahmyr Gibbs and Saquon Barkley that were first-round picks, and they have proven that. Go find me a Kyron Williams. And easier said than done, but I think you can find me a good one. You want to know the one thing, Ryan, that I'll say about the running back position that I like more than anything? Speed. Straight out of Rocky, the greasy, lightning speed. I'll teach a guy how to run inside the tackles. Find me a guy that can just get to the edge and burn. Just cook.
They said about Anthony Schwartz.
I know. Well, that's different. The guy couldn't catch a cold and bacterial one. So, it is what it is. All right, the ugly DTR attempting forward passes, it ain't going to work. And I feel bad piling on the young man. He's a nice guy. We're done here with that. And the final one is this sinkhole of a season now has a sinkhole to go along with it. How the hell did that happen? I mean, we got a lot of rain, but it was all what is a sinkhole?
How does it form?
How does a sinkhole form?
Weight? I don't know.
Sinkholes form when water dissolves the underlying rock, creating cavities and voids that eventually cause the ground to collapse. So it's bad drainage. But it's right up on the hill on East 9th right there. And they had to shut the road down. I know it sounded like it's a pain in the ass for the hundreds of people who went to that game yesterday. Sinkholes are common in karst terrain where groundwater can naturally dissolve rock below the land's surface. Human activities can also trigger it, diverting surface water, creating artificial ponds, or drilling new water wells. Water main break. Was there a water main break? I don't know. But that sinkhole up there seems like a pain in the ass. Thank God nobody fell in. You ever see those things on golf courses or people driving your car, a sinkhole just opens up?
Yes.
That's some, oh God.
2012.
Well, no, what's that movie? Final Destination. The one where you never not drive on a car carrying timber and telephone poles? Final Destination? That'd be it. Sinkhole. That's how it go. But yeah, this sinkhole of the season now has a sinkhole to go along with it. All right, we got to go around the league. Ryan!
Yeah,
wow!
Yeah, man.
Go
ahead, I didn't actually put any money.
I meant to throw it at the camera, but I missed. Ryan with a week. 15 games in the books. Detroit 49ers. Interesting line tonight. We'll get to that game coming up. All right, we had 15 games. No pushes. None. I win a modest 8-7. Okay, so I'm above 500, and I will finish this whole thing out. We can still do the picks online. Let's do the ones. Finish it out above 500. Ryan, you want to guess what your record was in 15 games?
11-4.
11-4 is correct.
Yeah.
You know the games you missed?
I missed. Why can't I think right now? I missed Rams Cardinals.
We both missed on the Rams Cardinals because the Rams won, but they didn't cover.
Right. I got Green Bay and Minnesota.
Correct. We both did. Here's the thing. You and I had 3 of the same losses this week.
Obviously, I missed Colts and Giants.
We both missed Colts Giants, taking Indy. You lost outright.
Yeah.
We both took Tennessee.
Yes. That's
on a little help to try to help the Browns, but didn't happen. And then you took Denver. over Cincinnati.
Which is bull crap.
I know.
They went into
you were
overtime.
fighting it. You were fighting
I hate that. It's like you go into overtime and then you still lose a spread.
Yeah.
It's like, well, they played 60 minutes and they had the spread down.
I
after
won that on a bet, too. I had a good weekend on the betting side of things there. So, again, 7-8 for me, Ryan with the modest 11-4. So we will go back and start Saturday. Chargers, New England. Wow. They are, dude, so no joke. So that game, I'm all excited for Saturday. We got 3 games to watch or whatever. So I said, I better go get some work done. I've been working on my car for 3 days straight. I've had it torn apart, whatever. So I did a very dad thing. I brought my kids out with me. They were playing in the garage, and I got a radio from Santa, a true dad fashion, and I cue the game up. So I'm listening to the game while I'm working on my car, right? And I'm like, every time, I was like, Ladd McConkey, touchdown Chargers. Like, what an ass whooping that was.
How good is Ladd McConkey?
Ladd McConkey is very good, and he's your boy, and I know he's so good. Chargers, playoffs. I don't know if they'll make any noise. I don't think they're going to win a playoff game, but Herbert's dealing, man. They got some weapons on that offense. They get J.K. Dobbins back. I just read into that. New England is completely fried. I think it's going to be hard for Robert Kraft to not fire Gerard Mayo in that job, especially if he got a little inkling about Mike Vrabel, maybe. But the other takeaway I had.
Wait, we might get a. Would we get a Ravens Chargers first round? Our bubble in the first round of the playoffs?
Chargers, are they not locked
be the
into the 5 seed?
Oh, and no, I thought the Steelers have the first one.
Oh no, you're right. No, because if Baltimore gets the 2 seed.
No, but Bills.
Oh no, the Bills have their 3. You're right. We are going to get a Harbaugh Bowl.
I think.
Because the Bills are going to be 2, so they're going to either face Miami, Denver, or Cincinnati, however that plays out. Chargers are there. Ravens will be 3. We're going to get a Harbaugh. I think that's locked. I think that has to be locked in, potentially. But, yeah, well done on that one. Again, I don't expect much, out of the Chargers in the playoffs, but we'll see if they prove me wrong. I do expect a little bit out of Cincinnati, though. What a game. They go to overtime, and they take down Denver. I went on Cincinnati. Oh, we both won on the Chargers, by the way. I went on Cincinnati. Ryan loses on Denver. Yep. That was, again, Joe Burrow. What? Cover the kids' ears on the final time here. Ready? What the fuck was Zach Taylor thinking?
I'm telling you, dude, he's such a bad coach.
Why?
I've been saying this for years.
That was him, so paralyzed. And I'm going to do the right thing as the coach, and we're going to kick on 3rd down in case they fumble the snap. You're going to trust the leg of Cade York, who's been cut by 5 teams, over Joe Burrow. What an idiot. Now, granted, thank God for him, Joe Burrow, and that defense who finally showed up a little bit. Thank God they pulled that out of the fire. 3rd down and what? I think it was 3rd and 3. And you're going to not go. The thing is, as a coach, how do you not start that drive telling your guys, we're going to score a freaking touchdown. I'm not playing for a field goal. When you play for a field goal, that's what happens. Their slim chances are alive. So now they need somehow Kansas City, who ain't going to play anybody, to beat Denver. And then Cincinnati's got to beat Pittsburgh.
And I think they need Miami to lose.
I don't know if Miami factors in.
No, they do.
They do. Okay.
Yeah, they need Miami to lose. Who do they play the last game?
It's got to be a division game. It's obviously not the Bills. So it's got to be the Jets. Right?
Dolphins play the Jets.
All right. So, again, the fight was there. Good game, fun game to watch, and Joe Burrow is just a complete and absolute animal right now. But you mentioned it, T. Higgins. They really going to let that guy walk? You really going to let T. Higgins leave that team? They got a lot of problems. They got a lot of things they got to fix on defense, but I don't know how you let T. Higgins leave in that game. But great game, fun game to watch. All right, the nightcap. We both lose on the Rams because somehow the Cardinals showed up. I thought they were just going to roll over and die. Rams punched their tickets to the playoffs. Fine. Again, I think you got everything you could from the Cardinals in that game. Low scoring, which I think was the shocking thing of all of it. And Rams just did barely enough to get by. Not much else I can really say about that game. Stafford, not good. Kyron scores. Isn't that like 17 straight games or something for Kyron Williams to score a touchdown? He's absolutely insane.
Yeah,
Cooper Kupp, jack squat, nothing. Puka, the guy there. And Trey McBride finally got in the end zone. Good for him. I knew that. I know you did, and I actually put a parlay. My parlay didn't hit for other legs. I knew Trey McBride was going to score. Yeah, you and I were on the same page with that one, so they finally get it done there. Done and done. The Bills just absolutely cakewalk over the Jets.
I told you.
Dude, I saw this stat of the entire NFL QBR database. That's like almost 7,000 quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers is like 30th from the end of that list or something like that.
It was the second worst.
Oh, he is?
It was like the second worst ever.
Wow.
Who had that tweet? Was it Seth Walder, maybe?
Might have been Seth Walder, yeah. Allen, 2 touchdowns. Cook gets in the end zone. They beat him 40-14. It's over with Aaron. I don't know why they just don't go to Tyrod for this last game. They probably will.
You ready? I got it.
Yeah, okay.
Aaron Rodgers. Oh, is this okay? It's maybe not that far back, but Aaron Rodgers 1.2 QBR was the lowest QBR game since Davis Mills 0.8 in Week 4 of 2021.
Okay, but again, for that game, he went 12 out of 18, 112 yards, 2 interceptions, and was sacked 4 times. There's 2 things. There's the QBR from ESPN, which is on like the 100 scale, and then there's the other one that's like the 156. That 1.2 was on the 100 scale. There. Allen runs in for another 3-touchdown game for him, 2 throwing. Solid from the Bills. They're ready to go, and they'll sit everybody this weekend. They're good to go after locking up that second seed there, so we both easily won. Oh, no, wait. I took the Jets because I'm a dumbass. I don't know why I did that.
Yeah, I don't know why
I did. It was a big number. It was 9. All right, Raiders take care of the Saints. Another just poop game, 25-10. Aiden O'Connell throws a couple of touchdowns. Raiders improved to 4-12. Knocking themselves down. Saints are 5-11. Both those teams will be searching for quarterbacks next year. I should have known. Saints, obviously, without Kamara, they didn't have Derek Carr. Spencer Rattler ain't the answer there. I lose on New Orleans. Ryan wins on the Raiders on that one.
Brock Bowers.
Yes,
is just. I believe. What did he? I believe
7 for 77.
But I believe that game he set the record for most receptions by rookie.
Yes, he did. Yeah, it was 7 on that. And he can add on to it. Obviously, he passed.
Dude, oh my God.
Malik Neighbors is on that list. Puka was on that list.
Receptions on the year.
He's insane, man. And again, it's like a lot of, I think, just stat pad in there because they just throw him the ball because I don't know anybody else. But that was a bad game between 2 really bad teams, but the Raiders somehow get it done. The Colts! How do you do that? How do you do that? You get eliminated from the playoffs by a team that wanted the first overall pick and they hung 45 on your ass. Jonathan Taylor was a beast. Pittman had a touchdown. Pierce went off. How do you lose that game? Seriously. If I'm Jim Irsay, I'd fire Shane Steichen today. That is unacceptable. And I know that it was Flacco, and I know he had struggles and more interceptions. That's kind of his game, whatever, fine. But, like, Locke, 4 touchdowns? 4? Wow. Did not see that coming. Think about that. You had 125 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns from Jonathan Taylor. Pierce had122. Pittman had 109. They each scored a touchdown, and you lost. Malik Neighbors, 171 and 2 touchdowns. Holy cow. Completely unacceptable from the Colts. Dude, completely and utterly unacceptable. And now, granted, they were staring down the barrel. They needed a lot of help to win anyway. That loss, I don't know how you have that. I really do not know how you let that happen. Drew Lock for the Browns? Anybody? Stop. Somebody had a tweet. They go, now that you've seen other Jets quarterbacks, like Sam Darnold went off and is pretty good with him, maybe that Zach Wilson was just broken because of the Jets. You never know. You never know.
Yes.
Geno Smith. The 2 examples are Geno Smith and Sam Darnold. Both left New York and have gone on to alright decent careers. Maybe it is the Jets.
It's just like
maybe
Cleveland.
Zach Wilson's the answer.
Just like Cleveland.
Maybe he's the answer there. We both lost on it because we took Indy because we have brains, and unfortunately that didn't happen. We have brains taking Philly as they beat up on the Cowboys 41-7. Now that game started out, you're like, all right, maybe the Cowboys came to play, and then even with Kenny Pickett, who got hurt in that game anyway, you could have given me 1,000 guesses to ask me who Tanner McKee is, and I would never have told you that he was an NFL quarterback that actually threw 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I've never heard of him.
Threw 2 touchdowns. 2 touchdowns.
You know where he went to school?
No. McNeese State. I have no idea. Do you know?
No, I don't.
He went to Stanford as a 6th round pick. You want to know the sad thing is, too? He threw 2 touchdowns. Dorian Thompson-Robinson has not thrown 2 touchdowns all season. Baker Mayfield had more passing touchdowns in that game yesterday than Deshaun Watson and DTR have had all season.
That's how it goes, man.
Cooper Rush bad. Trey Lance finally got in that game for a little bit there. Cowboys, I mean, they're just ready to go for the offseason there. I think Mike McCarthy will keep that job somehow. But Eagles cooking. They wanted to get Saquon. Would you let Saquon play this weekend to go for the record? He's got 2K. He needs 101 yards to pass Eric Dickerson's single-season record. You let him play? I don't.
No, I wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
mean, unless he really came up to me and was like, listen, this is something I really, really want.
I wouldn't let him. I wouldn't. I mean, I don't think there's a point. And the same thing is now they can let Jalen Hurts rest too. But also, wait, the Eagles are in a fight, though, aren't they?
No.
Does this game matter to the Eagles?
No, they clinched.
They clinched.
They needed.
They clinched the 2 seed no matter what. Because the interesting thing about the matchup next week between the Vikings and
that's for the
Lions, you're either going to go 1 or 5. You're either going to be the number 1 seed and win the division
wins tonight. Assuming Detroit.
Yes, assuming Detroit wins tonight. That's good. So there's some drama going to the weekend, but yeah, I think Philly kind of acts that out. So we both had Philly on a win there. Tampa Bay takes care of business in a big way as well as they just smoked the Panthers. Big win for them. Now with Atlanta, it's back to Tampa Bay having all the cook there. 5 touchdowns again for one Baker Mayfield. Bucky Irvin with the $113. Mike Evans is an animal. Great game for Baker Mayfield and crew. Panthers, again, just trying to get to the offseason. They're just going to put all their eggs in the basket of, like, Bryce Young's getting better. They obviously missed Chuba Hubbard. They put him on IR. Done and done. Tampa putting up 48 like it was nothing. We both got Tampa. Both lose on Tennessee, which, like, we just took them to try to win to help out. Jags get the win. Mac Jones, okay, fine. A couple of touchdowns in that one. Not much to run home. Neither one of those teams wanted to win that. Kind of hurts the Browns a little bit because it would have been nice if Tennessee would have won, but they didn't. So here with that on that one. All right, Sunday Night Football. What a game it was. We both win on Washington, though, as they got to take it to overtime. Atlanta, Penix gave everything that you could. I think Michael Penix is going to be pretty freaking good.
Yeah, I do as well.
Oh, wait, I buried the lead. I missed Packers-Vikings.
Yeah, so I was thinking about that.
I just missed it. Vikings were in control of that game, and then the Packers just tried to get back into it late. Sam Darnold, man, you see that video of them lifting him up in post game, and they were freaking out with him, which is so great. Aaron Jones, though, hurt. Quad contusion for him as they get ready to go for a giant game next week. Didn't watch too much of that game, unfortunately, but Minnesota is just an absolute machine. How good would the Packers be if they played in any other division in football? Yeah, 11-5, and 4 of their 5 losses are to the teams in their division.
Still a scary team.
They're still very much a scary team. They just got to keep running. I think, again, you saw it yesterday with Wilson scoring the touchdown, with Josh Jacobs scoring. They're good when they run. And then, I just question if they have enough talent in receiving core. You know, like Jaden Reed had, 1 catch in that game? They got Dobbs. They're going to Tucker Kraft. But, like, that's a team that, like, how do they not, like, just go spend or trade for, like, a top-flight receiver? If they had an elite receiver on that team, I think Green Bay would be really, really scary. Really scary. So we both won on Minnesota. They were actually 1-point dogs and got the outright win there. All right, Sunday Night Football, Washington gets the win. I actually really think Michael Penix had a good game. He had the interception, which was bad. It's the learning curve. But he kind of went toe-to-toe with Jaden Daniels. Bro, Jaden Daniels is absolutely insane. He is an alien. Like, to the point of a guy, I don't know if I've ever seen it. And they brought up, on the broadcast, they go, if you're old enough to remember RG3. That's what Chris Collinsworth said. I'm like, I'm going to go dig a hole and bury myself with that if I'm old enough to remember RG3.
Toddlers.
Yeah.
What?
Insane. But, like, the calmness, the poise that Jaden Daniels has when he's running the football, or even, he's just a playmaker. He's absolutely an insane playmaker. Plus, Zacharias now, out of nowhere, showing up with, I thought he had 2 touchdowns. Didn't he?
I think he did.
No, he only had 1. Ertz had 2.
Okay.
Including the game winner. That was a lot of fun to watch. And again, if you're Atlanta, I know you lost and you're going to be on the outside looking in right now for the playoffs. You got to feel good about Penix. 19 out of 35, 223 touchdown interception. I saw some nice things out of Michael Penix. Bijan had the 2 touchdowns there, so we both win on Washington. Well done. All right, we'll get to our pick for Monday Night Football. We'll do that in a second because Noah Weiscott's going to join us here in a moment. So we talk a lot of Ohio State. I want to talk quick Browns with Noah, but really I want to get ready to go for Ohio State coming up on Wednesday. So we'll get our pick later. We'll do our little Cavs parlay, and we'll do the final grid. coming up in a minute. All right, so we haven't talked a lot of Ohio State as we get ready to go for Wednesday. And I think it is weird because the schedule, like, you know, you get so ramped up for these games. Then you got this lull. And I think, like, the only vibe of college football I got from this weekend, Ryan, were fights. Like, all I got from this past weekend, I guess meaningless bowl games, was a bunch of fights. The referee gets clocked. It's just like, you know.
The Pop-Tart Bowl?
You know, the Pop-Tart. Everybody's freaking out about the Pop-Tart and all that. Cam Ward, though, too. That was the big story. Oh, my God, he sat himself down and have to.
Whatever.
Who cares?
I know, that's
Nobody
crazy.
cares. Nobody does. And the thing is, and I joked about this because I said, if I need to take the mantle up to crap talk Cam Ward to get him to fall to the Browns, I'll do that. That's fine. I want Cam Ward in the worst way. He wanted the touchdown record. He got it. Get off of your moral high horse. Stop it. People act like there's some sanctity to that. Bro, he could. The take that I just was laughing my head off. Somebody goes, you know, I'd have a lot more respect if Cam Ward just sat out of that game. What? Who cares? Nobody cares. Nobody does. People want to act like it's a big thing. It's not. Cam Ward is an elite prospect. I hope he comes to the Cleveland Browns. But it's just weird that, you know, this vibe of you get up for these big games and then you just got a week off. You got to recapture this coming up for Wednesday for Ohio State and crew as we get gearing up. All right, we're going to get geared up with that. We got to talk some Browns. We bring them in. No Wisecroft, OBR. Follow him on Twitter X at Browns with Noah. So we'll talk a little bit of Browns with Noah. Just want to get his thoughts on Myles Garrett and things like that. But he is out at the Rose Bowl. So we'll get geared up for Ohio State and Oregon coming up a little bit later on that. And just all his thoughts we get to going. I had somebody text me a lot of confidence on this Ohio State-Oregon game. And they just think Ohio State's just going to wax them. And I was like, I would love to join you on that. I really would. But does that win over Tennessee enough to change some things? All right, we bring him in. Noah Wisecroft joins us. No, really appreciate it, man. And before we get to anything, I just want to say thank you, man. You joined us every week during the week. You took time out of your schedule to do it. Obviously, our final kind of go here on the Daily Show. Not our last time talking to Noah, though, I'm sure. Bro, I really appreciate you, man, and thank you so much for being a part of our show.
Yeah, of course. It's been great. Thanks for having me.
So we got to start. Browns. Biggest takeaway, Noah, like, all right, DTR is not going to be the answer moving forward. We know that. The draft pick, it certainly helps with where they're at. Myles' comments, we asked this question this morning, so I'll ask you. Are you at all concerned about Myles Garrett's future with the Browns?
I think that it's very much up in the air. I think there's no doubt he wants to remain in Cleveland. There's no doubt he wants to finish his career with the Browns. But, you know, you have to win games to be able to keep perennial All-Pro, future Hall of Famer. You have to win games to be able to keep those guys on your team, especially guys who are headed to the Hall of Fame. Like, you can't just have mediocre season after mediocre season and not make a push at a Super Bowl because, from Myles Garrett's perspective, you want to win, right? Like, your career is only so long. You only have so long in your prime. And during that time, you want to make sure that you're able to contribute to a Super Bowl caliber team. You can't blame the guy. And I think that the Browns really do have to come up with a solution on how they're going to win immediately. They need to tell him that to keep him in Cleveland. I think that it would make sense for him to go somewhere else. It would make sense from his vantage point. It would even potentially make sense from the Browns' vantage point to move him and get assets for him. But like I said, Myles wants to be in Cleveland. Cleveland wants to keep him around. So that's not the question. The question is if they can get over that hump of being a contender for a Super Bowl.
We started talking about this a little earlier, Noah. I'm locked in. If they're going to stay at 3, which sounds like there's a good chance that'll be there, if not move up, I do not think about it. You're going to have a look at either Shador, Cam, or Travis Hunter. I hope it's one of the quarterbacks, and I just signed, seal, delivered. You take one of those 2 at 3. I'm not even thinking twice about it, Noah.
Absolutely, all possibilities. And I will also say Abdul Carter is a name that I think will be right around that top 5 range that could be the best defensive player in this draft. And I think that even could be, your first step in showing Myles, hey, we're ready to win. We're going to get you a bookend pass rusher to go alongside of you, the best player in this draft. He can almost take him on as a mentor and then have him almost be in the wings when Myles' career or time with the Browns is eventually over. But I think Abdul Carter is a really special talent. that will be in that top 5 range, potentially the first defensive player off the board.
Anything else, Noah, as we get ready to go? I mean, obviously, it's the last of the season, some of the injuries, that kind of stuff, but, something to just grab onto after that game. I think the defense played well, and they have been playing well. And I would love to continue that if we just find that quarterback next season, that it all kind of get figured out. Actually, before we talk about that too, the restructure of Watson, I think that just signifies that they're for sure going to cut him after next season. At least they have a plan laid out and they can ease up a little bit. No, some people are freaking out. I just don't think they understood what the restructure really was. I think that all but assures he's going to get cut after next season. That's good news. We can finally all move on.
Yeah, he'll for sure be on the roster this upcoming season. And I think a lot of people, when they saw that, thought immediately, oh, wow, he's our starting quarterback again. They will for sure bring in another quarterback to compete, whether that's a Kirk Cousins. I saw Aaron Rodgers floated out there. I think a veteran-type quarterback will be one that they look into. I think Kirk Cousins makes the most sense. I think that is almost a matchup made in heaven. So we'll see if they're able to do that. And we'll also see if the Browns are one of the teams that believes he's almost fallen off that cliff where he can't be a good quarterback again. So we'll have to wait and see on that. But, big takeaways is maybe we see Bailey Zappi in the last game here against Baltimore. That would not surprise me whatsoever. And I was pretty surprised to see the spread only 18.5 or whatever, 17.5. I thought it should be, 35 or 40.
Yeah, that's that. I have a buddy who's betting it up to that next week, Noah, on that. But we got to make some wagers maybe for Ohio State, Oregon. That is not the spread coming up for Wednesday. Noah, you're there. Before we talk about this matchup, how's it out there? I mean, what's the vibe? What's the weather like? How's it out? You're at the Rose Bowl. Fans, I'm assuming, are already going to be there. Just kind of what's the vibe out there in Pasadena?
Yeah, I haven't gotten to stroll around too much. Got in late last night, but
late last night, you wake up to come on our show, man. No, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I'd have told us to
of course. It's nice. It's not too cold at night. It's colder at night, colder than I actually thought. But during the days, I think during the game, it's supposed to be like 70 with sun, maybe a little under. So it's going to be beautiful. I'll have a better answer for that later on today. They've got a open practice for Ohio State and those kinds of things. So we'll head out there. But yeah, vibes are great. LA right here downtown. The Cavs play tomorrow in LA. We'll see if we can make something like that happen. But yeah, it's been a blast already.
To the game, I saw this morning. Ohio State has not lost twice in a season to the same team since 1894. I'd give you 1,000 credits to Ryan or Noah if you can name the team that they lost to twice in 1894.
Oh, geez.
It's an Ohio team.
Is it?
Yeah. Wittenberg.
Wow.
Wittenberg in 1894. So hopefully they can avoid that trend over 100 years there, no. So getting ready to go for this game, obviously, I think a lot of people look Dylan Gabriel, Will Howard, two certainly more elite maybe on the Dylan Gabriel side. I'm looking at Tez Johnson. I'm looking at Birch, who's back. He wasn't there for that first game as one of their better defenders. Just overall, Noah, what is your biggest thing getting ready to go for this game between Ohio State and Oregon round 2?
Well, it's easy to point to Will Howard and Dylan Gabriel and the receivers and the DBs, but I think this game will be won on the offensive and defensive line. First, for Ohio State offensive line, we know how injured they've been this season. They lost Josh Simmons to a season ender their first time against Oregon. They've since lost Seth McLaughlin. They're kind of it's a makeshift offensive line. They're rotating some guys, Luke Montgomery, Austin Sarabel, Tegra Shabola. All those guys are sort of rotating in there. They have to be able to be stable enough to support a run game, to not allow Will Howard to get under pressure. But most importantly, they have to be able to contain Jordan Birch, who is a player for Oregon, one of the best defensive players in the country, who did not play in their first matchup. So this will be one of the difference makers. Similar to an Abdul Carter type player, they're going to have to make sure they can contain him and not let him wreck a game. But then on the other side of the line, Ohio State's defensive line has to get pressure on Dylan Gabriel. It's something they didn't do at all in their first matchup. They allowed him to sit back in the pocket, complete easy passes on the move. He's able to complete passes downfield. He's a playmaker. So you have to be able to get pressure without sending a blitz. And for Ohio State, there's no better time to play this game right now with JT, Tuimoloau, Jack Sawyer coming off their best career games really together against Tennessee. So they've got the momentum there. They just have to capitalize and make sure they can get Dylan Gabriel not only on the ground but under pressure all game.
And I think the time off, Tyreek Williams, who seems to be was hampering a little bit with that injury towards the late of the season. I would imagine just on that injury front, Noah, some time off for the Buckeyes pretty good. Especially, I just think a lot about Tyreek. I think that's going to be a big one for them, right?
Yeah, totally. Their defense as a whole is amazing on paper. They have to put it on the field, and honestly, the big question mark is if they can play a really dominant game against a really good offense, which we haven't really seen in the Jim Knowles defensive coordinator era. Their worst performance of the year came against Oregon and their explosive offense. Now, I don't know how much credit you put into Oregon's offense versus Ohio State's defense not playing well. They have a phenomenal offense. It's one of the best in the country. So something's going to have to give, and that really will be the difference. That and then the interior on the line.
Tez Johnson, man, that started the downfall of Denzel Burke this season. That was the game that I think it just started this avalanche. Now, I defend Davis Igbinosun because I think he's good. It's a corner. I know that corner is a tough position to play. Tez Johnson is really good. Noah, that scares the hell out of me. What are they going to? You can't double them the whole game. They're going to get to some other guys. That is my one. I agree with you in the offensive line, but I just sit here. It keeps me up at night. I don't know about Jim Knowles. How the hell are they going to cover Tez?
Yeah, you got to be able to stop him, to stop this offense, period. He's a phenomenal wide receiver. And you look at other Ohio State wins, their big wins, their signature wins, like Penn State, they didn't have that dominant wide receiver. Tennessee really didn't have that dominant wide receiver. Indiana was a pretty good win, but at the end of the day, Ohio State more or less just outclassed them. But in those big wins, you didn't have to stop a really, really dominant wide receiver, and now you're going to have to. So you're going to have to figure it out. Stewart in the first game for Oregon had a really big game without Tez Johnson in there. So, yeah, you're going to have to be able to figure out a way to contain him and not let him beat you down the field.
When you think about Ohio State on their receiving core, I thought it was just Jeremiah Smith talking this week where he said he still thinks about that offensive pass interference call. He goes, I think about it every day. And I think the offense, certainly against Tennessee, started to come into its own. We know, throw the ball around. Do you see this vibing as a bit of a shootout type of game, even though we have two defense? I saw some stat, too. There was 4 of the top 10 or 12 defenses in the entire country are still left in the playoff. We know defense usually kind of carries. Certainly, I need Ohio State's defense to show up. But, Noah, I'm thinking you're going to have to put up 30 points in this game if you want to win.
To be safe, for sure. And, Tennessee had a top defense in the country as well. So you're going to have to be able to just make plays. And I do think that Michigan loss where Ohio State wanted to play a certain way, I think it actually is going to help them now in the long run with playing a game against Tennessee, almost seeing one go through kind of thing, like a basketball reference. You're seeing how your offense, when you play it to how you wanted to play it all along, when you see what that can do, I think that gives you some confidence of we're going to play our own game. And you have to have the mentality that you have to have Oregon match that. So I think that if Ohio State can get that pass game going and get plays down the field, they're going to have to throw the ball to Jeremiah downfield, because it really almost feels like, from a fan perspective and from just watching the game, that when you throw it up to Jeremiah Smith, he's going to come down with it. There's very little doubt in your mind that he's not going to come down with the ball. So you're going to have to get him into one-on-one coverage, throw the ball down the field, and then you have guys like Emeka Egbuka, Carnell Tate, Emeka especially in the middle of the field. You've got to beat him in every situation you can.
I got a lot of Ohio State fans in my life, and I am one. And there are people that are going to ride the Buckeyes, and they're going to bet this up. I got one guy says, it's good for a touchdown. I want to ask about that in a second. But one of the things that I keep getting, Oregon had to sit a week. They've been off for quite a few time, quite a little bit of time right now. How much do you buy into that, Noah, about the time off that Oregon had? While Ohio State, I guess it was just, let me put my Buckeye hat on for just a second here. It was a perfect storm. The game that you had to play was a game that you fixed some of your problems, and you come out of that game feeling a lot better about yourself. Will Howard feels better about himself, Chip Kelly, Ryan Day, everybody. So it worked out from that, and Oregon got to rest and sit and all that kind of stuff. But then people, and again, this is coming from an uber Buckeye homerism take, but then they're saying, well, Oregon, they could be a little bit rusty. Just how much are you buying into the time off there for the Ducks?
I think it's definitely a possible difference maker. Now, I mean, you look at the NFL, right? Like some of these number 1 seed buys in previous years have gotten bounced in the next round and not made it to the Super Bowl, even though they're the best teams in their respective conference. But it's what we're yet to see if that's going to make a difference with college. And I think that it's definitely possible. It's definitely possible for Ohio State to come out firing after a game that they had against Tennessee to be able to continue that momentum. I think that's one of their best chances to jump ahead early, is taking advantage of an Oregon team that hasn't played, an Oregon team that had the bye, and not to mention just Oregon getting hosed by having to play Ohio State in the second round here, being the number 1 seed. So that'll be something that the committee needs to look at after this season. But it definitely could be possible that that Ohio State jumps out quick and gets out almost to a lead like they did against Tennessee. But I mean, overall, I think this game comes down to the last possession, like whoever has the ball first or whoever has the ball last. I'm sorry. It's the 2 best teams in the country, and we're probably looking at whoever wins this game continues on to a national championship, if we're being honest.
Give me the guy. One guy. Is it JTT? Is it Sawyer? Is it Jeremiah Smith? Is it Jaden Fielding? Give me the guy, Noah, that you're looking at for the Buckeyes and say, we're going to need this guy right here. Who is it?
It's hard to pick one guy, especially a position player or defensive end. I think both defensive ends are pivotal in this one. One guy, I'm going to pick Will Howard.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
They brought him in originally to not be a superhero, right? We talk about this time and time again. They brought him in here to distribute the football to his playmakers and to not make mistakes. And in some of the biggest games, like you look at the Penn State game, the Michigan game, he's thrown those deadly interceptions early, right? I mean, they beat Penn State, but at the time, Ohio State fans are nervous because he threw a pick 6 on the first possession. You have to be able to take care of the ball. You can't force it. He just needs to settle down and complete passes. I think completions are the biggest thing that he's been able to do this season, of having that plus 80% completion rate, I think in 6 games, which is a program record in one season. So he just has to make completions, and then eventually those passes downfield will come. But if they want to win the game, they need Will Howard to play a really good game.
All right, Noah, call your shot. Buckeyes it's a pick 'em game. It's only one. The over-under was set at 55.5. I love the over. I'm kind of with you. I think they're going to put up some points in this one. Give me your best bet for it. I know on Wednesday.
It's really hard. I've been back and forth. I think it changes every 10 minutes, and I do think that Oregon has a really legitimate chance to win this game. I do think that in that Big Ten championship, they looked like the best team in the country. That was before we saw what Ohio State did to Tennessee. But watching Oregon go at it with Penn State, their offense just moved, how seamlessly they moved the ball down the field. I'll say Ohio State really, really does have their hands full. And I think right now, to be honest with you, I'm leaning a little bit towards Oregon. I just think that they're complete. They're just a really complete team. Not that Ohio State isn't, but I have to see Ohio State do it again before I can pick them to win, especially their defense. I need to see their defense be able to stop an explosive offense like Oregon's before I can pick them to win a game. So I honestly think I'm leaning a little bit towards Oregon right now.
Fair enough. It actually is 2.5. And we're open at 1, but now it's 2.5. So we'll get it. Noah, always appreciate you, man. We'll always be following at Browns with Noah, Twitter and Instagram. Enjoy the hell out of that California sun. Did you get In-N-Out yet? Have you ever had In-N-Out burger?
I have not, and we have not. It's definitely a possibility. It's in the works.
Just to go, I would tell you Jack in the Box is actually better. So, I would say if you're out there, it's the must thing to go and get the animal style at In-N-Out. They have good shakes. I'll give you that. No, I like Jack in the Box a little bit better. So try it, see how it goes. Enjoy your time. We'll be following all great content live from the game. Browns with Noah on Twitter and Instagram. Enjoy, man. We'll talk to you soon, all right?
Thanks. Let's do it. Bye-bye.
There he goes. Noah Weiskopf. You ever had In-N-Out, Ren?
No, I have not.
It's okay. It's like one of those things, it's like it's hyped up a little bigger than it probably is. It's not bad. It's all right. But I went. We got Jack in the Box and In-N-Out. I'll take a little Jack in the Box for what it is. All right. We have 10 minutes to go. Yeah. We got to do the grid. We got to do a Cavs parlay for tonight. We're going to skip time hop. We don't have much in it today. We got birthdays. Got one TV show for you. We got to do on the final one, though. Final little ride here. Let's get after it. The grid.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry.
No, you're
You got to resize right after going. Here we go. All right.
I'll do it live.
Final one. We'll do it live. Final one. Final one for us. I think. I don't know. It's hard. I already got people asking me, listen, it's all good. There's a potential that this continues in a different form or fashion. I don't know what it is. We'll figure it out. I don't think this last time Ryan and I will do the great. I think this might play. If the new venture that I think is going to works out, this might play. I don't know. We'll find out. Go. Can't go out to lose.
10,000 career passing yards for the San Fran 49ers.
Best tackler I've seen is Joe Montana.
What's the pool we could do?
Whoa. Way to screw that up. Yeah,
I didn't click.
That could have been bad.
Mr.
Lamar.
Flacco.
Yeah,
we
or
could also use him for the Broncos.
Yeah, go Lamar.
Ravens. Yeah, Lamar's got it.
Yeah, there's no way Lamar doesn't have it. Done. Yeah, just go Flacco there. Joseph Vincent Flacco. Trevor Lawrence has to have it.
Yeah, I think.
How could he not?
I mean, we could also just go like Blake Bortles.
See, I feel better about Trevor Lawrence, to be honest with you.
Or we could go Nick Foles.
Yeah, I guess he doesn't work for anything else.
Right?
Yeah, he doesn't. I think they all work, so I think either one of them works. Mark Brunell, if you really want to. You want to sneak in a Mark Brunell for me? A little final one?
For this one?
Yeah, Jags.
You think that works?
I know it works. How could it not?
One last Mark Brunell.
One last Mark Brunell.
Just got to find a place for Hayden Hurst.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be nice. What's screaming there?
Jags Broncos?
Yeah. What? There's something big there I'm missing.
Timothy Tebow?
Yeah. Right?
Didn't he go to the Jags?
Yeah, but you know what? He never played in a regular season game with them. He's just in the offseason when Herb was there.
Are we sure?
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's not. There's something else. Like, it's not like Von Miller, but it's like, I feel like it's a defensive player that I'm missing on that big.
Not DeMarcus Ware.
Yeah, good idea. Like, not Jalen Ramsey. Like, something's stinking there. We'll come back to it. All right, Broncos 49ers.
Emmanuel Sanders?
Correct.
Right?
Yeah. I think so. There's another one I was thinking.
I know he obviously played for... Wow, there's also an Emmanuel Sanders.
Xanders.
I guess I can't spell Emmanuel, right?
That's fine. Right, Emmanuel Sanders works.
I think.
Are you sure?
I know he played for the Broncos. I think he played for the 49ers. I mean, do we want to hold off?
Yeah, hold on. I don't know about that. We'll come back to it. No, there's something else. I want to get a quarterback there. There's something about a quarterback there. I don't know. We can come back. We'll circle back there. All right, let's just go down lines, see if we can rip any through lines here.
Lions, Niners.
I wanted to say Matt Breida, but that's not right. All right, just go Lions, Ravens, Kevin Zeitler.
You sure?
Yes. Okay. Lions, Jags.
Marvin Jones?
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
Right?
Right? I think so. When you said it, it sounds right.
I also think DJ Chark works.
DJ Shark definitely works. Just do that. Yeah. That 100% works. Okay. All right. Lions 49ers. Lions 49ers.
Frank Gordon played for the Lions, did he?
No. Obviously, Adrian Peterson didn't play in San Francisco. I feel like there's like a Hall of Famer that I'm missing on this or something like that for that one.
Not Barry, not Calvin.
It's not, no, oh my God. I wanted to say Dion, but that's not right either.
Did Matt Prater kick for the Niners?
I'm sure he's kicked everywhere. I know he kicked for Detroit and Denver, but we don't need that one. Bro.
Not Ndamukong Suh.
No. Teddy Bridgewater, no. Back again, by the way. Goff, Stafford, no. Tim Boyle. Dude, there's all these ones like there's something screaming. Something like
Oh, Broncos, Jags. Is that Julius Thomas?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you're right. Good job. Okay, well done.
He was so good.
For a little bit.
For a little bit,
yeah. For a little bit. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. San Francisco.
Almost. Did Emmanuel? I had.
All right, go Emmanuel Sanders. That's fine, 'cause then that's one less thing we got. I don't know how you know. I don't know how you know.
How do you spell Emmanuel then?
He's right there, isn't he?
That's Emmanuel Sanders.
EMMAN.
It's 2 M's?
Yeah. Emmanuel's always 2 M's. All right, nice. Okay. Again, I feel it's like a Hall of Fame type of player that I'm missing on this. It's not Jerry Rice. It's not Calvin Johnson. It's not Barry Sanders.
I mean, Dion never played in Detroit.
I keep thinking that. I don't know why I keep thinking that. But he didn't. Right? No, I don't think so. All right. Colt McCoy never played in Detroit. Jimmy Garoppolo never played in Detroit. Alex Smith doesn't work. Breida, I don't think so. Although that would probably, if we had to get a guess, that would be it. And then
Carlos Hyde didn't play.
Yeah, that's a good pull, but no.
I'm just feeling a kicker. I don't know why.
Sure, so it's like...
Did Matt Prater play for the Niners?
Did
Fat Randy kick?
No, I don't think Fat Randy works here at all. Really? Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, if you want to rip Matt Prater, I'll listen to it. Greg Zuerlein?
I don't feel great about it.
Greg Zuerlein?
Did he kick for the Lions? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Running out of time.
I know, we got 1 minute. 1 minute.
I mean,
For the final one, 1 minute.
It's also 10:56.
I know. What are they going to do? Get rid of us? Oh, wait. Come on! We got to figure... come on!
Darius Smith never played in San Francisco.
No.
The Niners have a million running backs they run through.
Navarro Bowman. No.
That's a deep cut.
Yeah, that's... Obviously, Patrick Willis ended his... I was just thinking about, like... Dre Greenlaw's been there the whole time, right?
Josh Johnson?
That might actually work. I don't know.
That'd be kind of fitting.
It'd be kind of fitting. You know what? Roll it. If not, we'll do Wordle. For the final go. It's all good, man.
Jeff Garcia.
Jeff Garcia. I didn't know he played in Detroit.
We got to do one more Wordle?
You want to do one more Wordle?
Yeah, we got to rip it.
All right, quick.
All right.
Tease. I feel like we always start with that one. Okay.
Wow.
All right. All right.
What about?
So it's got to be something blank.
Stale.
Oh, that works too. Oh, state.
It could be 2 T's.
Could be 2
Or
T's.
stave.
Nah, we'll go state.
You like state better?
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Stave.
Stave it off. Okay.
Stare?
there.
Has to be.
All right. Slow clap. All right, Cavs tonight. Let's go. I'm going to the Action Network. They got a parlay already built. They like the Cavs money line. Darius Garland, 2 or more threes, and like Dean Wade over 5.5 points. You want to juice that? Cavs are 4.5-point favorites tonight. I don't know. It's the Warriors, though, man. That's a tough one for me. All right, here we go. We also got to make our Monday Night Football pick. Man, we are out of time. Go. All right, Cavs, 4.5-point favorites. Over under 229. They like the over. They like the Cavs to win and cover in this one. Cavs are 4-1 against the spread their last 5, but we're only 4-11 against the spread our last 15 games against Golden State. Obviously, we smoked them earlier. Cavs over in their last 5 games and over 6 out of their last 7, but Golden State has hit the under 5 out of their last 6 and 6 out of the last 9 games between Golden State and the Cavs. The under has hit. Golden State comes in after a 3-game losing streak and losing 6 out of their last 7. They've beat Phoenix last time out. The offense is not quite the same. So here's what I'm going to do. Okay. Donovan's going to score 20. It's a bit of a marquee game. Same game parlay. 20 for Donovan. I'll go 2 threes for Darius.
Okay.
Do I even bother with... Do you want to do 3 threes for Steph?
Oh, that's definitely it.
Okay. Then, if I go points, will they give me a little Dean Wade? Dean Wade to score 5 gets me to plus 210.
There you go.
And if I take the Cavs minus 4.5, that's plus 425.
There you go.
I'm in.
Slap a little 5er on it.
Yeah, I put a 3 on it. 3 and win 20 with a boost. Let's go. All right, Monday Night Football. Detroit, 3.5-point road favorites over San Francisco. I thought this line would be more.
Yeah, so did I. Lions all day.
Lions?
I don't even think about it.
Don't even think about it?
No. Because they need a win.
Yeah, they do. Detroit Rock City it is. I'll join you on that one. All right, that's going to do it. If anybody missed the announcement a little bit earlier, the Daily Show here is going to come to an end. I'm a lot of gratitude. Ryan, I can't thank you enough, man. This has been a lot of fun doing this. We'll see. We'll see. I don't want to get into some of it. I can't get into some of it. We got sticks in the fire. There's a potential new venture even here. There's some other new potential things outside of here. We'll see. I doubt highly this will be the last time you hear from me or get a chance to watch or listen. It's been an amazing ride, and I can't thank you out there enough for watching. Whether you caught us on the replays, whether you listen live every day, watched live every day. This was so much fun. This obviously was a really, transformational time for me and a really hard time for me in some points. And, best laid plans and what you think you're going to be doing for the rest of your life, where you think you're going to go in life. Sometimes things just change. And to be able to do this, to be able to keep my foot in the door here doing this was awesome. And whatever the outcome might be, I wish Big Play nothing but the best. And there's really good people here. There's great content here. And I know they have vision and where they want to go. And we might still be a part of it. We might still be a part of it. We got to see how things go. But regardless, I just want to say thank you to everybody out there on the YouTube side of things, on the Twitter side of things. Any support that you ever gave us, it's not lost on us. And I'm going to miss doing this. I'm going to miss doing this every day. I woke up every day looking forward to doing this show with Ryan. And we had a lot of fun doing it. That was always my main goal. And, again, from that point, I'm sad. I'm sad that it's over, but I'm excited to see what will come next. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you very much for 2 seconds you spent with us. You listen every day.
Charles is shook. He missed the first hour.
Bro, I'm so sorry, man. Yeah, I'm sorry, bro. And Charles listens every day. He's one of those people that
also, Marshall said In-N-Out's top tier.
Yeah, I was jaded on it because everybody hyped. It's one of those things when you go and it's so hyped, it never equals. I think it's good. I would go again. I would tell you need to go and get the shake, get the burger. It's all good. But I think when it's so hyped, it's hard to go. So yeah, sorry, sorry, Charles. We're just finding out. But yeah, we'll keep everybody updated as we go. At the end of the day, though, this is what I do want to say. have a safe and happy new year. As much as we're kind of doing this year, it is a new. 2025 is a new. It is upon us. Be with your families. Stay safe out there. Thank you so very much. And we'll talk to you again soon. Somewhere, some way. So for the final time, for Ryan Tyler, I'm Matt Fontana. As always, take it easy.